you a fan of Game of Thrones or Star Wars? Try to picture a version of the Star Wars movie crafted by the masterminds behind Game of Thrones, David Benioff and Dan Weiss.
Are you a Jedi? I am.
In a recent reveal to The Hollywood Reporter, Benioff shared, "We wanted to do the first Jedi. Why it came to be the first lightsaber." However, Lucasfilm decided to steer away from this path, opting for a different direction. Despite the setback, Benioff and Weiss respected the decision, acknowledging that Lucasfilm's universe needs to be shaped. This project, announced in 2018, was set to be a standalone series distinct from Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi and the Skywalker saga, with Lucasfilm's president Kathleen Kennedy praising them as some of the best storytellers working today. The anticipation was high. While we may never see this vision come to life, the mere idea of Benioff and Weiss taking on the Star Wars universe has left us all buzzing with excitement. Back in 2019, David Benioff and Dan Weiss dropped a bombshell. They were stepping away from their highly anticipated Star Wars trilogy. Why? They had too much on their plate, including their Netflix projects, leaving fans wondering what could have been. Adding to the drama, Benioff expressed some frustration towards Rian Johnson. Why? Johnson had titled his film The Last Jedi, a name Benioff and Weiss had planned to use for their own project. But Benioff and Weiss aren't the only ones with a Star Wars story that never came to be. Marvel's Kevin Feige had a grand plan for the franchise that never got off the ground, and Patty Jenkins' Star Wars Rogue Squadron also got put on hold indefinitely, leaving fans hungry for more Star Wars adventures. Despite these setbacks, Benioff and Weiss went into their next big project, a sci-fi series called Three Body Problem, which premiered exclusively on Netflix on March 21. Although the premise of this show sounds promising, let's not forget the stories that could have unfolded in the vast Star Wars universe. What a roller coaster ride it's been for David Benioff and David Weiss, the creative minds behind Game of Thrones and briefly part of the Star Wars universe. These Emmy-winning showrunners, who led us through all 8 seasons of the groundbreaking and, let's admit it, sometimes controversial HBO series, made a surprising announcement. It's a sudden twist for the duo, who were on the brink of taking the reins of one of cinema's most cherished franchises. Around the years 2015 and 2016, Game of Thrones' finale approached. We understand that's not a memory you want to relive. Speculation begins to swirl that Benioff and Weiss might conclude Game of Thrones after its 7th season, even though HBO and George R.R. Martin was hoping for a longer run. In April 2016, the duo confirmed to Variety that the show would indeed be wrapped up in 2 shorter seasons, totaling 13 episodes instead of the usual 24. This news sends devoted fans into a frenzy, knowing there's still so much of the story left to unfold. Then back in 2018, they gave us the Star Wars surprise. Benioff and Weiss, riding high on a wave of success at this point, drop another bombshell. They're working on a brand new Star Wars trilogy. This project would break away from the original Skywalker saga, focusing on fresh characters in a medieval-style setting similar to the world of Westeros. The premiere of the last season of Game of Thrones kicks off in 2019 with fans' mix of anticipation and nerves. As each episode airs, excitement turns to disappointment for many. Rotten Tomatoes gives the final season a 56% rating, criticizing its treatment of female characters and rushed plot resolutions. Benioff and Weiss maintained radio silence after the series finale, leaving fans and critics alike with more questions than answers. In a surprising turn, Benioff and Weiss are at the top of Google searches for bad writers thanks to a Reddit campaign that gained traction online. Despite both major players in the world of nerds, Benioff and Weiss skip San Diego Comic-Con, speculation swirled that their absence is related to the intense backlash against the final season of Game of Thrones, including petitions demanding a complete redo of the season. The duo's decision to steer clear of the event leaves many fans and critics wondering about the future of their Star Wars trilogy. It was around this time that Netflix struck gold. Amidst the ongoing fallout from Game of Thrones' final season, Benioff and Weiss secure a major deal with Netflix. Valued at $200 million, the deal involves creating new TV series and films for the streaming giant over several years. This move also marks the end of their HBO project, The Confederate, an alternate history series that imagined a world where the South won the Civil War. Disney then announced release dates for the next Star Wars trilogy, set to hit theaters in 2022, 2024, and 2026. While fans are thrilled at the news, there's a sense of apprehension following the backlash against Game of Thrones' final season. Many wonder what impact Benioff and Weiss will have on a beloved franchise. On October 26, 2019, after keeping a low profile for months, David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, the creators of Game of Thrones, made a surprising appearance at the Austin Film Festival. Their panel discussion revealed some surprising insights into their work on the show. One of the most startling revelations was that Benioff and Weiss admitted they had no prior experience with fantasy before working on Game of Thrones. They also expressed their astonishment at author George R. R. Martin's decision to trust them with this fantasy epic, considering their lack of background in the genre. Additionally, they joked about their early struggles with writing dialogue, comparing their efforts to scenes from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Despite their candidness, the panel did little to improve their reputation, as many fans were left puzzled by their comments. David Benioff and D.B. Weiss officially parted ways with Lucasfilm in October 2019, ending their involvement in the Star Wars universe. In a statement, the duo expressed their love for Star Wars and gratitude for the opportunity to work on the saga. They also mentioned the thrill of discussing Star Wars with George Lucas and the current Star Wars team. Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy praised Benioff and Weiss as incredible storytellers, expressing hope to collaborate with them in the future when their schedule allows. Some view this announcement as a setback for Star Wars, while others see it as an opportunity for new creative directions. The lightsaber holds a special place in the hearts of Star Wars fans, and none more so than the Skywalker saber. Anakin Skywalker, his son Luke, has wielded this iconic weapon, and eventually Rey, making it a symbol of the Skywalker legacy. David Benioff and Dan Weiss had ambitious plans for a Star Wars movie focusing on the origins of the Jedi Order and the first lightsaber. They envisioned a story that explored how the Jedi Order came to be and the significance of the first lightsaber. However, their vision clashed with Lucasfilm's plans. Benioff expressed their frustration, stating they were annoyed as hell when Rian Johnson titled his movie The Last Jedi, as it clashed with their title they had in mind for their project. Despite their specific story idea, Lucasfilm ultimately decided not to pursue a First Jedi story, leading Benioff and Weiss to step away from the project. In the end, Benioff acknowledged that it was Lucasfilm's company and intellectual property, and they respected the decision, even if they weren't able to bring their vision to life. Lucky for the fans, David Benioff and D.B. Weiss is back in action with a new TV series adaptation, Three Body Problem. This highly anticipated series features an all-star cast, including Game of Thrones veterans Liam Cunningham and John Bradley in prominent roles. Fans have been buzzing with excitement since it featured some of their beloved characters, a good blast from the past. As we gear up for this new adventure, let's not forget how amazing the legendary saga of Star Wars is. Born from the imagination of George Lucas, Star Wars took the world by storm in 1977 with the iconic film Episode 4: A New Hope. This epic space opera introduced us to unforgettable characters like Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, and Princess Leia Organa as they fought against the oppressive Galactic Empire led by the sinister Darth Sidious, Emperor Palpatine, and his menacing enforcer, Darth Vader. In 1999, Lucas expanded the Star Wars universe with a prequel trilogy, going into the complex backstory of Anakin Skywalker and his transformation into the infamous Darth Vader. This groundbreaking series of films caught the attention of audiences with its storytelling and groundbreaking visual effects, cementing Star Wars as a cultural phenomenon for generations to come. What are your thoughts on this? Do let us know in the comments below. Subscribe to our channel for more content from us. We'll see you in the next one.